Hello everybody and welcome back to Manor Lords, where we are here in Ikenau, and we just started up a new town here. Now we have someone in the loggers camp, we have someone in the forester's hut. I feel like we shouldn't have a family in the forester's hut just yet. We're going to want that later, but for now I'm going to say no on that. I'm going to put that family instead in the storehouse. Now we've got this well being built up over here. We do need to get a granary going at a certain point. And the question is, when is that point? Well, we just don't have the timber at this juncture. So that seems fine. We have no months of food available, but we do have this hunting camp, and we do have... Hang on. This is a forester's hut. I intended for this to be a forager's hut. Am I thinking about this wrong? Yeah, that plants trees. I wanted a forager hut, not a forester hut. That is, of course, my own fault. We don't have the timber right now, so we're going to have to rely on our hunting camp. Okay. The wild animals are out over here, and that berry deposit we definitely need to get, so that is fine. Let's check in on our other villages here. Up here, things should be going absolutely swimmingly. I don't think there's a problem here. Over here in Waldbrand, things are... Actually, we might want to consider dropping our strict fasting at this point, because I feel like we have enough food, at least for the time being. This next harvest is maybe going to be a little bit on the lean side, but that is why we are starting up this fourth farmhouse here in Waldbrand. Up here in Newslow, I'm very content with how things are going in Newslow. I think this is completely okay. Nothing too major needing to be done here. However, Ikenau obviously needs a lot of work. No doubt about it. We're going to need to get some burgages built eventually, but for that, what we really need is to get some logs stored. A band of raiders. Hang on. Where are these guys? Down here? In the trees. Okay. It's currently May. We should be fine to raise up forces. That's not really a problem. All of the fields are planted. We're just waiting on these to be grown. So that is probably fine. Let's raise up our forces. Maybe not this polearm militia. That is currently equipment missing. Okay, noted. So the blacksmith here, I'm going to switch over to polearm focus. I don't know if we have any iron here. I'm going to import some iron slabs, and that is going to be a target surplus of 2. Okay, so something like that should be fine. So we don't have enough halberds there. That's okay. I'm going to raise up all of these that are full. But not the retinue. Just the militias that are full. And they are going to come gather somewhere around here or so. Okay, so over they head. That should be relatively fine for now. They're going to run. I don't necessarily want them running at this point, so let's turn off run for all of these. We're going to want these to just march for the time being. Now, we're not sure where those raiders are going to pop out yet. Ah, they're visible over here now, and they're heading kind of this way. Noted. For now, let's bring these guys down over here. And I believe that they're running again. Some of them are. You know what? Just go ahead and run. It's fine. I'd rather you get here a little quicker, I think, and have time to rest. So that seems fine. These guys are heading this direction currently. They might sidetrack and come over and attack Ikenau, but I'm not convinced that they actually will. So for the time being, I would definitely like to get a forager hut over here. I would also very, very much like to get a granary built. We still don't have enough goods here yet. And this is a deep mine situation for the clay deposit, so that is absolutely noted. We would need to just, grab the charcoal burning into deep mining if we wanted to grab that clay deposit, which we probably should. There's also this stone deposit over here, but I don't think that becomes infinite. Okay, so we know that this unit up here is a long ways away. I'm not convinced they're going to get here in time. These guys probably will. These guys almost definitely will get here in time. Where's the... Oh, here's the archers here. Yeah, so we've got these 3 units on the way in. They've got 4 units of raiders. Their raiders kinda suck. So there is that. I'm looking at how flat this terrain is over here. It's pretty flat, to be honest. Okay, so that sounds good for now. There is this iron deposit out over here, of course. And that seems okay. So eventually we'll get the pole arms for our polearm militia. Eventually. But not quite yet. So these guys are in position now and are working on regenerating their fatigue. And these guys will start doing the same. This 4th unit will be arriving fairly shortly. The 5th unit, of course, is way up here. It's an archer militia as well, so it's not really a frontline militia. We only have 2 frontline militias here, but that's the same number of melee troops as these guys have. A family is hungry. Where? Presumably here in Eikenau. Well, we're working on it. We're definitely working on it. We need to get this forager hut done, and we're going to eventually need a saw pit here as well, but the granary is, I think, a higher priority. I'm going to put the granary here for right now, and that'll be okay. So they're crossing over into Eikenau very, very shortly here. Our archer unit is almost here. This archer unit is so far away that I think I'm just going to disband them and send them home. We're just going to use these 4 units for the time being. This should be reasonably fine. So we need to get these constructions completed over here, of course. And eventually that'll happen. So these brigands are heading like this direction. So the engagement will happen like over here. In that case, I want to put our archers about here, with our front line about here. Okay, get in there. They're now heading more this direction. Okay. Let's move down to about here with our front line, and we'll put our archers about here. That seems okay for now. We have fought a lot of people for Eikenau. No doubt about that. Ridiculous numbers of enemies. But that's okay. We can definitely handle it. So they're going to be out in these trees, and we can actually still see them. Kind of. But let's get into position with our forces here. They're currently marching this direction. They're walking. They're not running. So we're going to be in position before they are. I like it. And what is our current range here? Yeah, that's not phenomenal. I'm wondering if these guys are now coming at us. Yeah, actually, they're coming right at our army. Okay, beautiful. So we're just going to have these guys continue to rest. Their fatigue is a little bit low. So we're going to let them come up a bit on that fatigue. Cool. So they're all in position, and we're just waiting at this point for the brigands to show up. Now, where are they? Well, here's a unit, but we know they're not the furthest advanced unit. We may want to move these guys into the trees here in the hopes that we're able to see a little bit better. So we'll advance forward. I'm keeping the archers back for the time being. Okay. They are all hiding in the trees right now, but I see a unit of brigands here. I'm just mousing over and trying to detect them with tooltip right now. Oh, saving. Okay, cool. That's fine, and I would like these guys, I think, to come in and start attacking these brigands at whatever range they have to be at. So just come on in. Actually, these brigands. We should be very close to being in range here. Yep, we're now in range. Start firing on these brigands. Cool. Getting a couple of very solid volleys in there. That's a very solid volley. Okay. Now we're going to engage the brigands with this unit. This unit I'm going to keep in reserve for now, and we're going to start firing on these brigands. Excellent. Now we're going to come attack them with this unit. Get in there. What are you doing? Get in there. Charge at them. There you go. Okay. So that's perfect. No problem whatsoever here. Where are the other 2 units of brigands? Well, here's one here. Let's start focusing on that. These guys, they're already broken. So that's wonderful. I'm going to reform this unit here. And we're going to start getting some volleys in on these brigands. These guys are about to break. Nice. They just broke. So I'm going to now reform these militia footmen out over here. These guys are set to push forward right now, and I kind of want them to be on push forward, I feel like. I think that's a good stance to be on for the moment. One more volley. And let's pincer these guys. Excellent. There's one more unit of brigands out here somewhere. I don't know where they are. Ah, there they are. They managed to loop around there. Okay, I'm going to pull these guys. Actually, I'm going to pull these guys up over here, while these guys fire on the brigands. These are now broken. We're going to move these over here. Okay, they're attacking this unit. I'm going to pull this unit back, and we're going to attack with these archers. And we're going to get in here and melee these guys. Well, you going to archer them? Archer them. That's a negative. We're not going to archer them. Okay, well, I guess this is fine. Our melee are on their way in. Get in here. They're just slowly advancing for right now. These guys, there's not a lot they're doing. I'm going to send them back home. They're actually the ones from over here. So they can head back that way. These brigands are basically gone. They're now completely gone. So that's excellent. These 3, they're going to start heading home. I like it. Not the cleanest in the world because we didn't have good eyes on them in the forest there, but it's fine. Very rude of them to attack Eikenau like that, though. So we are still working on constructions out here, and this forager hut, I absolutely want a family to be involved in. So we're going to get that going. We're also very interested in getting a sawmill here. So let's get a saw pit up right over here. Excellent. And then we're going to have to start working on burgages here, for sure. Homelessness is a thing here, and we don't necessarily want that to be the case. But we do need to have a forager here to get some food going, and a hunting camp getting food going. That'll all be fine. Okay. Yes, I know we don't have storage space in these locations. It's fine. Okay, so these lads over here, they can be disbanded. These lads, they can all be disbanded too, I think. Yeah. And then there's these guys who are not yet disbanded. Where? Oh, they're still chilling down over here. They were supposed to head back. Okay, so back they go. Eventually they'll get there. Bodies need burial in Eikenau. Yeah, that would be the case. Most of that would need a corpse pit, but we'll also need a church for that. There's only so much we can do, though. We just settled that. So these guys can go home. That'll be fine. Now we're going to need probably a corpse pit here. So let's go under... What was that under? Yeah, here. We can put a corpse pit, like, right up over this way. And I guess that'll work. We'll mark that as high priority, or very high priority. But we're going to want to start getting a wooden church going too. So we're going to need some... We're going to need a sawmill for that. That's okay. So this corpse pit is going to be a very temporary sort of thing, right? We're not going to want this worked for too long. Let's get that done, and we're probably going to pull someone out of the storehouse here. And we're going to put them in the corpse pit for the time being. Temporarily. We need to get these bodies buried, and we do have some villager deaths here, most likely. Yeah, there are definitely some. But there are also raider deaths, and those are going to need to be buried here as well. But we just don't have what we need just yet to get our church built. This is a very, very new village here. Okay, so this corpse pit is, of course, done, and we're working on getting these buryings started. The saw pit is not yet completed. We did get our granary done, so that's good. We've got this woodcutter's lodge here and homeless people's tents. Yeah, that's all fine. I'm just wondering, can we afford to pull anybody out of the logging camp yet? And I think the answer to that is probably yes. So let's get this saw pit completed, and I'm going to put one family in that, and I'm going to remove a family from the logging camp. Then what we're going to do is we're going to start building some burgages, and those are going to go, like, out over here or so. Do we even want backyards for them here? Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards no on that. So this would be 5 burgages here. It'll create some awkward shapes up over this way, but I think that's fine. So we're going to get that going. We need to get these houses built. So that is mission number 1 there. Okay, so the corpses are now gone. Excellent. So I'm going to pull this family out of the corpse pit. They are going to go into the logging camp. Wonderful. And now, of course, what we need to do is get these burgages built. That is kind of mission number 1 here. We have 5 months of food and no fuel consumption as of right now. So I want to set the work area out over here. Something about like that or so for the woodcutter's lodge. We are going to need the woodcutter's lodge to be operational, but of course we need population growth here. That is absolutely the first mission out over here. So our berries are doing okay. We're keeping ourselves afloat for now with berries and with... Exposed stocks are getting soaked, yeah. We're keeping ourselves afloat with berries and with hunting. Okay. So this should be a decent harvest out over here. The royal tax has gone up, 1.2k, noted. That is really high on the royal tax now. The king is being a bit of a jerk. So there's that. There's not really too much we can do about it, though, for the time being, other than, like, claiming an additional area. But for now, this will have to do. So we can come down over here. How much stone do we have? I don't think we have enough to build a manor, right? It requires a small village anyway. So that's fine. We do have this homelessness, but we're working on it. So that should be reasonably okay. We've already depleted this berry deposit quite significantly, but that's to be expected, to be honest. We're now up to 9 months worth of food here, so that seems good. We're not going to start doing any agriculture here for a while. What is our fertility like over this way? It's okay down here. Up over this way as well. And it's okay over here, but it's kind of mediocre. Noted. This would be a decent farm area, though. So we're probably going to aim to have this be a farm area. That seems relatively fine, but for now it's a relatively low priority. So I would very much like to get a church built, and we're going to need to have some planks for that. For now, the burgages are the highest of priorities. We need to get our approval rating up a bit, and this will be relatively fine. So we're at 754 treasury at this point. Checking in here, we've got 26 months of food. Yeah, that's not shocking. 9 months of food in Waldbrand at this moment. I'm wondering, do we still have flour? We do at this point. We have a lot of flour, actually. So for the time being, our bakeries are just absolutely cooking over here. I like it. It is July right now, and that seems okay. Yeah, we're doing fine in Nuslo as well. Are we doing any importation here? I don't think so. I think we're exporting, and we're not exporting that many things, just a couple. We already have a trade route for roof tiles. So here, do we have a trade route for iron slabs? We do. We don't have one for yarn. I'm going to establish one. Okay, so that seems fine. And of course, we've got these 2 trading posts fully stocked up here. So we're trying to export as much as possible there. Over here in Waldbrand, we've got a decent amount of cash, and I want to check in. How are we doing on those halberds? 25 of 36. Okay, well, that definitely needs more work. Icanau has gone up a settlement level. So that, of course, means that we could head down and grab charcoal burning. I kind of want to do this. I want to grab deep mining for that clay location. That's an excellent export. So let's grab that. We'll grab charcoal, and let's... Is this under industry? Mining? Gathering? It's under gathering. It's a little odd, but whatever. I'm going to put our charcoal kiln about here. These are not amazingly efficient locations, but that's not the goal. So the charcoal kiln is going to go up over this way. Our forester hut, we have only 1 month of fuel on, and we should probably do something about that. So we have plenty of planks at this point. So I'm going to pull a family out of there, and we're going to put them into the woodcutter's lodge. We definitely want to get some more fuel going. So that'll be fine, and I do want to expand our burgages over here a little bit. Specifically, I want to bring this down over here or so. And get another 4 burgages over this way. Okay, that'll do for now. So it'll be a little bit before that all gets completed. The charcoal kiln is probably the higher priority there, but we need more people here more than anything, and fuel is going to be a problem. We've actually got a lot of food at this moment, so that's okay. Let's get this all cleared up, and let's get ourselves some fuel going. Yeah, now we're back up to 1 month of fuel. Seems good. And of course, we're going to exhaust this berry deposit fairly soon, but that's absolutely fine. I'm not too concerned about that. This berry deposit is at 53, this one's at 10, and this one is at 65. That's a very good food location out over here. Lots and lots of food available in Zuao. That is, of course, expected. So, Icanau is going to need to have some farmland. The question is how much? That's an interesting question. I think we do want to have a farmhouse, and building it out over on this side probably makes the most sense to me. So we'll get that queued up. That'll be fine. And we just need to get more people here and get more jobs being run. So that all looks good for the time being. No major issues there. Up here in Waldbrand, of course, this area is going to be fallow. Okay, we're at 1,084 treasury now. Cool. And we're going to need a trading hall over here eventually as well. We may as well get started on some of these things. So let's see here. That should be under trade, a trading post. And we can put that in like right over here. That seems fine. So we'll get started on that. We are up to 3 months of fuel here. Yeah, that looks very, very good. Now it is September. The harvest has begun. And the harvest is going very well over here. There's no doubt about that. This harvest is going quite quickly, in fact. Out over this direction, the harvest is basically over. So this field is going to be fallow. This field will be fallow. Okay. We're going to want to assign these, of course. So this is going to be a flax field. This will also be a flax field. This is going to be barley. This will be wheat. This will be wheat. I think we'll go wheat here, barley here, I want to put this as barley. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, only 3 wheat fields. Okay, I'm going to drop this one off of flax and put that on wheat. I don't think we need multiple flax fields right now. So that'll be fine, and these fields are going to be harvested very, very shortly. Cool. So this field is going to be fallow. Fallow here. We're not fully harvested out this way yet. This is going to be fallow. Almost done over here. Fallow here. And let's see here. We've got this one up here, which is flax. That's not fully harvested yet. This one will be fallow. We're almost done in Nuslo. Okay, that's now fallow. So then they'll come down here once they're done carrying all of that to the farmhouses. They'll come down here and start plowing and planting. Cool. So over this direction, we're going to have these fields be fallow. These are going to be replanted. So we're going to have to wait for some of this harvest to be done. But this is going to be wheat here. This is going to be wheat. This is going to be barley, I think. It's not fantastic. Let this be flax. And then this is going to be wheat. These fields are going to be fallow. These will be replanted this year. Okay, so let's check in out over this direction. The harvest here is still ongoing. This field is ready to be fallow. So this is going to be set up as almost certainly wheat. Wheat here. I'm going to have this be flax. This is going to be, I think, wheat here, and then barley and barley. Like that. Okay, let's get these fields swapped over. This one is fallow. This one is fallow. And that can continue for the time being. These out over here are going to be fallow, so we don't want to be plowing these, of course. Let's just continue to work on this harvest. This is fallow. Okay, we're very close to getting this all completed over here. So, this is going to be fallow. This is going to be fallow here. This is wheat. That's going to, of course, be fallow. And this is barley right now. We're still harvesting a little bit over here. Okay. We can see the plowing has started up over here. This will be fallow, and this guy will also be fallow. So all of these should be set up now, and it's just Waldbrand that we're going to need to work on. So these out here are all going to be fallow, of course. This one is not quite done yet. Okay. We're very, very close to getting all of this harvest completed. Any moment now. Wow, any moment now. There we go. Finally. So this one is going to be fallow here. This is currently being harvested still. Fallow here. And being harvested still. Okay. So these out over here, we're going to have these be changed around. So this is currently highest fertility is wheat. Highest fertility here would be barley. We'll come back and get all of these done in a moment, though. These are, of course, going to be planted, and that is fine. So, we're fallow all the way through here. This is still not done. Now it is. Okay. There's this one here. Very, very close to done. This one is done. And that will be fallow. Okay. So now we need to set up this as being wheat, and this is going to be barley. That is the highest, and this will be wheat. This is going to be wheat as well, although it's not great. This is going to be barley. This is going to be wheat. This is going to be flax. Wheat here, and wheat here. Okay. I feel like we're not hugely balanced on this, but it should be relatively okay. That is pretty much how that's going to end up going. So our fields are ready to go, and we just need to get the plowing completed at this point. So that looks good. We're still going to be hauling goods for a while, but plowing is commencing. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to get the plowing done, and that should be absolutely phenomenal. It looks like we are on a good pace this year, so that is good. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.